So we got Walter Reed versus the Scotsman. Walter Reed is an old character. In fact, he predates the wrestling games. He's a character me and my friends came up with when we were kind of bouncing comedy skits back into from each other when we were younger, and he was a character that was dreamt up. Him and Tim Wolken. So his feud with the devil is in this. You know, he's banished from hell for being just a shit businessman, just a shit devil, just really egocentric. You'll notice as well that like a lot of them, the intros and stuff, mimic a lot of my favourite wrestlers. So like, you know, he's got the Miz's motions, but he's got Mr. Perfect's music and stuff. Not all of them match. Like sometimes they'll have the video be something different to who the music is and stuff like that. You know, to show that basically it's just to show like who my influences are. Basically, sometimes it references who the created wrestler in particular is influenced by. So like sometimes the wrestlers that I've made that are meant to be champions have certain moves and movesets and stuff like that are meant to emulate certain things, or are meant to be a nod to certain things. So you know, you'll see later on that Wonder Kid and Prince both wear stuff which is closely related to like Bret Hart, because Bret Hart is one of my favourite wrestlers of all time, and those two are built to be champions. In fact, Wonder Kid is the all-star champion. He is the main man at the moment. So you know, like you got, you know, this. You'll see what I mean as it goes along. You'll see all the references and whatever. We've got the Scotsman. I fucking love the Scotsman. I mean, I know that technically that cross there is the Irish thing that Sheamus has, but I really just don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. They're all fucking Celtic, mate. I'm Welsh technically myself, actually, so you know, I'm a Celtic man too, you know. so I don't give a fuck. They're all pretty similar-ish, you know. Not completely. I don't want to be accused of racism here, but like the Welsh, the Irish, and the Scottish are all they all share pretty similar traits. You know, there's some pretty similar shit going on there, and I don't even think any of them would really deny it. You know, I mean, for Christ's sake, Gaelic and Welsh and Gaelic are so similar. My friends who can speak fluent Welsh, we tried it out. We were listening to some Gaelic and stuff, and they were just like, "Yeah, I can just straight up understand most of this." this is how fucking similar they are. Anyway, let's get it on. Scotsman, Walter Reed, two big powerhouses. Walter Reed does have a slight edge in ability. He does have, you know, he is a demon at the end of the day. The Scotsman is just a Scotsman. He's pretty fucking tough. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty tough. He's got Sheamus's skill set, but I did fuck around with it a little bit, so it's not completely Sheamus's thing, but like he's got he's got some pretty strong shit going on. Oh, but Walter Reed is I can't remember what I did for Walter Reed. I think Walter Reed, I did give him a custom moveset just because he is a completely fleshed out character from my past, from my friendship past. So oh, big right hand there. I think the Scotsman is a little slow. I made some of the big guys like kind of slower, and but obviously more powerful. But it means it's harder for them to mount an offense usually. But if they do mount an offense, then you're fucked. So like some of the smaller wrestlers are a lot faster, so they can pow 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 do a lot of moves. I mean, I tried to get it as close to that as I could anyway, so that there's strengths and weaknesses in them being bigger and smaller and whatever. So you've got someone like Thunder Tiger who wrestled in Summer Jam, who got completely fucked as well. Like, but he's meant to be like that. He's meant to be the fastest character, but he's also one of the weakest. He's like almost like a glass cannon in a certain respect. Like he's not the most powerful, but he is really fast, and he has a lot. He's got like the highest encounter you can get. Oh my god, he's just choking him. Oh my god, brutal. Absolutely brutal. This has been pretty dominating. This has been a pretty dominating display. 1, 2. But yeah, we'll get into the royal family at the main event. The main event should be pretty interesting because the main event's going to follow on into the next episode. And it will continue to follow on into 2K17. It's going to be one of the biggest storylines, and so you're going to get a bit of an inkling of it in these first few episodes before I start putting out 2K17 content out. Ooh, out goes the Scotsman. But yeah, tell me what you think of my character designs. Tell me what you think about some of the history, some of the lore that I'm bringing, so, you know, my ideas, if you like them or not, if you think it makes good viewing or not, if you're looking forward to seeing what I'm going to do with 2K, with what I can do with 2K17, you know, and tell me if I'm doing a good job of commentating as well. I can, one thing I will apologise for in Summer Jam is that I ended up recording it in 2 different parts because I ended up having a problem. Originally, the Armageddon title was the Elimination Chamber, was the Elimination Championship title, and it was meant to be an Elimination Chamber thing. But I kept having glitches with the Elimination Chamber match, and I looked it up on YouTube and found that this is like really common, and it just made me realise that basically having that kind of championship was just impossible. So I changed it to the Armageddon, and you'll notice in the commentary that like I start calling it the Armageddon when it was actually, when I say the Elimination Chamber in the beginning. So yeah, you know, I forgot where I was going with that, but like, but yeah, you know, just let me know what you think of like all the things that I'm doing with this, like, you know, the ideas behind some of the belts. You know, like the Armageddon one. I really hope the Elimination Chamber thing is fixed in 2K17. If it is fixed, then I may bring it back as an Elimination Chamber champion, because I really like that concept more than the Armageddon Hell in a Cell one. Although I may have both. I may have a championship for both. It depends how it works in universe mode. I may even have a draft in 2K17. I may bring about a draft, because at the moment I don't have one. Everyone just wrestles on each other's show. 1, 2, 3. Great win there by Walter Reed, really showing his stuff. There was only actually a little bit in between those two in terms of stats, like overall by average. I think it was a difference of about 3 points, although I'm fairly certain that Walter Reed definitely had the better stat scores. He just fucking dominated that match. You see how brutal that fucking... Yeah, I just wanted his moves to be like really callous and just really like egotistical, like just fucking strangling somebody and just shouting at them in their face. Like, I just love that. Like, I love how you can get personality across a little bit in this. I mean, I'm gonna love the stuff in 2K17 where the promos and everything, and just being able to do run-ins and attacks and stuff like that. That is just amazing to me. Like, that is everything that I wanted to do for here. Like, honestly, I can't stress enough how much I'm looking forward to abusing that power. It's just going to be constant madness. In my, there's just too many feuds, too much shit going on, too many gangs. I'm going to have some of the nice guys actually have more members than 2. There's only 2 in this, but there's actually going to be about 4 or 5, depending on how many I can get in a roster. I mean, like in a stable. I mean. Yeah, but anyway, we'll get on to the next part. I think the next part is the main event. I'm not sure actually. What have we got? Oh no! We've got the tag team championship coming up. I'll tell you what. I'll try and call the next match properly this time. You know, if anything comes up that I feel I need to talk about. I mean, remember that I've totally broken kayfabe for this whole episode, so just bear with me if it's a bit of a shambles or if I'm all over the place. But if there's any questions that anyone has, by the way, please just pop them in the comments section. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. If I don't cover something that you want me to cover, I'll talk about anything. I'm happy to do that. Alright then, so yeah, let's get on to the next part.